Hello, and welcome to another episode of Signals from the Inside, where we decode the symptoms no one else can explain so you can finally understand what your body is trying to tell you. I am your host, Maisie Lovett, and today we're going to be talking about anxiety overwhelm and how it connects to your body. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or constantly on, it is not just your mind. This is actually happening in your body. It is your body and your nervous system responding to something in your environment. Now, could this be something that necessarily is random? Sure, it could look that way. It could be responding to something that is just, it's chaos. There's so much going on. What do we do first? And some people jive really good in that state. Some people, they freeze. But all in all, this is a response that's coming in from way back in the gap, from the past. It started from patterns that you may have grown up in where you had to anticipate everything, or you watched your parents anticipate everything. Maybe you watched your mom go around going, pacing and going, well, I need to do this, I need to do that. Here's what's on my to-do list, blah, 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 blah. Maybe it came from a pattern of having to walk on eggshells. Maybe you had an unpredictable environment that you were living in, or you had a parent who liked to scream and holler and raise their voice. And that was just their way sometimes of regularly communicating. Maybe it comes from a pattern of having to be hyper aware of other people's emotions because you never know when they're going to explode. You never know when they're going to go silent. Maybe it's patterns of feeling responsible for outcomes. Well, if I take care of it, then it's going to get done this way, and I know it's going to get done. And if I leave it for somebody else, what if it doesn't get done? What if it doesn't get done the right way? This is your body's way of saying, I need to stay on. I need to stay alert. And over time, this is going to show up as racing thoughts before you go to bed, a tight chest whenever you have to have a conversation, or a lump in your throat, or whenever there's something that's extreme going on, or even not extreme. It's just tight. Everything feels tight and tense. It might show up as digestive issues. Maybe you've got IBS problems, or are you feeling constipated? Maybe you're struggling with sleep. Maybe you're constantly in overwhelm. You feel like there's everything on your busy to-do list and half of it gets put to the next day. And sometimes that can lead to freeze mode. Sometimes that makes you feel like I can't do anything, or I can't do it right. But again, your body has not learned how to turn off that response. It is the only way that it has ever learned how to survive. Your body has a practicing pattern that it has learned to keep you safe. And why do I call it a practicing pattern? When clients come to work with me, the first thing that I tell them is everything that we do here is about practice. Practice equals progression, not perfection. You had to practice a pattern in order for your body to learn how to keep you safe. Now, whether it's a safe pattern or a healthy pattern, that might be a little debatable. But when that pattern becomes your baseline, that's where it becomes normal. So even though some people might be operating here, you might be operating here, and this is your normal. Calm can actually feel uncomfortable. Slowing down or slowing the pace can actually feel unfamiliar. That might be really hard for some people to do. So you stay in the cycle without even realizing that's what you're in. So again, your body is teaching you this is our way of safety. Now we just have to teach it in a different way. So I want to give you an example. One of my clients came to me. We were having some of these issues whenever it came to anxiety. Anxiety while driving, anxiety while having conversations with her kids. Kids would be in the back seat. It would cause her to be more anxious while driving. And she just felt too on and too edgy and snappy. So I challenged her with this, and I'm going to do the same for you guys. I'm going to invite you to do this. When you're gripping that steering wheel and you're driving, pay attention to how your foot is on the pedal. Are we rushing and racing to the next place, point A to point B? Are we really gripping hard at 10 and 2? What happens if you just lighten up that grip a little bit? You could probably feel some of the tension in your face and your eyebrows. You probably even just saw it happen on my face. I just kind of relaxed a little bit. My voice changed. Things started to kind of calm down a little bit. I want you to pay attention to that. You'll probably even notice that your foot isn't all the way to the metal. You slow the pace. You can also use the words loosen the grip. loosen the grip. So I want you to practice these two activation words because your nervous system is built on activation responses. It's built on commands. Think about it. You grew up, your kids told you, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. Those are commands. You've practiced learning commands. Your body does the same thing, even internally without you even realizing it. Digest, go to the bathroom, right? You get those urges, you already know. I want you to practice doing these command phrases and just see what changes in your body, what changes in your flow, in your day to day. And if you're ready to stop circling the problem and actually solve it, then I invite you to DM me map. We'll look at what's really going on. We'll map out your next step. We'll go into all the details of the things that you need to fully heal and release all this trauma and stress for good so you can feel like the calm one, the quiet, the the calm one, the clear one, the patient one, the present one. And you can feel more excited to feel like you again. So, as always, if this piques your interest, hit like, hit subscribe, and otherwise, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.